My name's Kate Jockling. I'm a consultant working with the Campaign to End Loneliness on a project to look at how we measure the impact of services on loneliness. So we had a workshop all about that issue, trying to gather the expertise of the people in this room, because these are the people that are actually out there trying to end loneliness. They know how best they can improve their measurement of impact. We've got a huge amount of expertise in the academic community about how measurements should be done, how loneliness can be measured, what it means, how to best get at what people think. But unfortunately, that isn't being used out there. The question for the campaign is, what can we do to help make sure that people are using their academic expertise to develop tools which are really getting to the heart of how much difference their services are making to loneliness. And we're going to be taking that forward, hopefully developing some useful tools and working with people to move this whole issue forward. So ultimately, we can answer the question, what is the best thing we can do to tackle loneliness amongst older people? Because that's really what it's all about. Can do. What do you want me to say? Oh, hang on, let's think. Okay, so ask me what issues came up in the discussion. Okay, we had a really lively debate in our discussion groups. People were talking a lot, because I think what people are really trying to grapple with is, how do you come up with hard measurements around something that's so personal an experience as loneliness. Loneliness is something that people feel. It's not an objective state, it's subjective. So it's very difficult to actually access that feeling in a way that's measurable, that can be compared across, never mind across area to area, across individual to individual. So what people have been really discussing and debating is, what is the best way to gather that information in, particularly when you're dealing with a client group who's really sensitive. So we've had a lot of discussion about, how do we establish a baseline so that we know if we made a difference, when actually when we first meet someone we want to be really sensitive to them. How do we capture the experience of individuals when we're working in a way that's really fluid, in a community where we're giving people freedom to do different things? How can we gather in measurable data, comparable data? How do we deal with that issue when one of us may be dealing with people who are in need of a new physical activity in their life, and another group is offering a befriending service, the other has a book group? How do we compare data across such disparate things? So I think these are the things that we've got to grapple with. And then I think the other key question that people have been dealing with is, who is best to lead the process of developing new measurements? Is it the grassroots organisations who are on the ground trying to change things in people's lives? Or is it the research community who've developed all those years of expertise about what loneliness is, and therefore how best to measure it? And I think obviously the answer is somewhere in between. We've got to come together to collaborate, and I think I kept hearing that word collaboration, because actually if we don't work together like we have today, we're not going to be able to move these issues forward.